The material I have for you today is Jeremy Crawford's Travelers of Multiverse from Unearthed Arcana 2021. As always, link to the material is in description. Some of today's races are extremely exotic, so get your DM's approval before creating such a character. Our first race today is Astral Elf. They are elves who left the Feywild and moved to astral plane closer to their gods. While there, they don't age a second. Let's have a look at their traits. They are humanoid. Outside astral plane, they can live over 750 years. Their size is medium. Their speed is 30 feet. They have 60 feet of dark vision. They have advantage rolls against charming. They have proficiency in perception. Astral elves have one score increased by 2 and second by 1, or increased 3 score by 1. These folks don't really need a sleep, and they can't be magically put to sleep. Astral elves can finish a long rest in 4 hours if they spend those hours meditating. When they do so, they gain 2 proficiencies each with weapon or a tool. Astral Fire trait means they know one of the following cantrips: Dancing Lights, Light, Sacred Flame. You choose Intelligence, Wisdom or Charisma to be your spellcasting ability for your active racial traits. Radiant Soul trait says when an Astral Elf succeeds on a death save, it regains number of hit points equal to its proficiency bonus plus Intelligence, Wisdom or Charisma modifier. This trait can be used once a day. Next race on our table is Autonomes. They are constructs created by rock gnomes to serve some purpose. When Autonome is separated from its creator, it strikes out on its own. Let's see their traits. Autonomes are small. Their walking speed is 30 feet. Autonomes for sure are designed to understand and possibly speak Gnomish. If an autonome doesn't wear armor, its armor class equals 13 plus dexterity modifier. They have one score increased by 2 and second one by 1, or increased 3 scores by 1. Autonomes can add 1d4 to any d20 check except death saves to improve their result. They can do it even after they saw a result they have on a d20, but before the effects of the roll are resolved. They can do it a number of times, equal to their proficiency bonus. After a long rest, they regain all expended uses. Mechanical Nature trait grants Autonomes resistance to poison damage and immunity to diseases, and advantage rolls against being paralyzed or poisoned. They also don't need to eat, drink or breathe. When Autonome takes a long rest, it spends at least 6 hours in inactive condition instead of sleeping. Therefore, Autonomes are built for some purpose. They are proficient in 2 different tools. When Autonome is affected by Mending spell, it can expend a hit die and regain a number of hit points equal to roll result plus Constitution modifier. So now we move on to Gifts. They are a hippo-like folk who like storytelling, but also not the last in a fist fight. Unfortunately, there are not many features about them. They're humanoid. Usually Gift's size is medium. Additionally to 30 feet of walking speed, they have 30 feet of swimming speed. They have one score increased by 2 and second by 1, or increased 3 scores by 1. Once a turn, if Gift rolls 1 on a die for melee attack, it can reroll it and use a new result. Gifts have an advantage on strength-based ability checks and strength saves. When a gift moves, pushes or carries something, its size is considered one size larger than it is at the moment. Now Hades the folk is on the way. They're kinda side evolution branch to humans. They do live in a societies cause they figured out that it's safer that way. But unfortunately there are no specific information about languages they may know. So let's say Common and Hadesan. Hadeses are humanoid. Their size may be either small or medium, your choice. They have 30 feet of walking and climbing speed. They have one score increased by 2 and second by 1, or increased 3 scores by 1. Dexterous feat trait allows Hadesi to use an object action as a bonus action. If Hadesi doesn't wear heavy armor, it can use its skin membranes to glide in the air and perform such maneuvers. When it falls, it can move up to 5 feet horizontally for every 1 vertical foot. When it takes falling damage, Hadesi can reduce it to 0 as a reaction. Next race in our list is Plasmoid. They are slimes of translucent grey color, but can alter their hue by absorbing dyes. They don't have particular forms, so usually they mimic other people's shape or shape of an object if it's more suitable for situation they are in. Plasmoid's creature type is ooze. Their size may be either small or medium, your choice. Their walking speed is 30 feet. Plasmoids have 60 feet of dark vision. They have one score increased by 2 and second by 1, or increased 3 scores by 1. As Ursprons, they have a trait called Amorphous that allows them to move through a narrow space. Structure of their body allows them to hold breath for time up to 1 hour. Plasmoids are resistant to acid and poison damage and have advantage rolls against being poisoned. And the last, but not the least, race today is Tree Kreen. These are kinda insectoids with 6 limbs. but behind their terrifying appearance may be hidden something like a personality. Not a surprise that 3 Kreen's creature type is monstrosity. Their size may be either small or medium, your choice. Their walking speed is 30 feet. They have also 60 feet of dark vision. They have 1 score increased by 2 and second by 1, or increased 3 score by 1. If 3 Kreen doesn't wear armor, its AC equals to 13 plus dexterity modifier. As an action, it can change its color to match color and texture of insects surrounding, like a chameleon. When it does so, it gets an advantage for stealth roll. With secondary arms that 3 Kreens have, insects can do whatever they can do with the primary, except it can't wield any other weapon but light, it can't wield a shield. During a long rest, such a creature doesn't need to sleep, but still it has to spend this time to revitalize damaged segments of its body. To speak with other creatures than 3 Kreens, they use telepathic connection. It can establish telepathic link with a creature it can see within 120 feet of it. Contacted creature doesn't have to share a language with 3 Kreen, but it must understand at least one. These were the races presented in Travelers of Multiverse from Unearthed Arcana 2021. I hope you learned something new and see you next week.